Hello, guys. Are you ready to finish your TOEFL exam? So today we are going to write together the final essay, the essay that concludes your writing session for the exam. Get ready because we have a lot of writing to do. Guys, Tea with me today brings you the final part of the writing session of the TOEFL exam. But before we get to the writing part, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends that are preparing for TOEFL, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any prep tips for the exam and the advanced grammar lessons. So we have already worked with the first writing, which is a more technical writing that you have to work with the text, and then you have a listening, and then you are going to write. Today, we are moving on to finalize your exam. Remember, you arrive in here, you are probably tired. You have already endured the reading, the listening, the speaking, and the first writing. So having a structure is going to help you develop better everything you have to develop in that essay and score the points that you need. So this is your task 2, an independent essay. You have 30 minutes for it. But remember, I always recommend separate 3 to 5 minutes so you can edit, you can proofread your essay. So you don't have 30 minutes, you have 25. So you have your time to come back, read it again, check spelling, check grammar, and everything else that I have already told you guys that you needed to check before delivering your essay. A good independent essay has an average of 300 words. So that's the number we are keeping in mind for the practices you are going to do. Everything is around this magic number here, 300. Okay, so make sure you reach 300 words when you practice. If you practice on your computer, when you open the file, make sure that your dictionary is disabled. Why is that? Because you don't have it on the day of the exam. You don't have anything or anyone highlighting the mistakes for you. So you need to get used to the idea that you have to check, you have to find the mistakes. So disable any dictionaries and helpers that you may have on your Word documents or any other platform you decide to use it to practice, okay? So let's take a look. It's usually this kind of task, this kind of question that appears to you. Your friend wants to lose weight. What advice would you give to your friend and why? Pretty simple question, but remember, it's not that simple when you start writing because it's very personal. And we have a tendency to get lost on personal thoughts, especially after such a long exam. So keep in mind the following. The questions, they are gonna vary into these formats: agree or disagree questions, preference questions, and choose, select, provide information regarding a multitude, 3, 4, 2 points that are performed. So take a look. Do you agree or disagree with the following statement? Overall, the widespread use of the internet has a mostly positive effect on life in today's world. Some people like to travel with a companion. Other people prefer to travel alone. Which do you prefer? Use specific reasons and examples to support your choice. The people we work with have many different characteristics, and all of them affect the quality of our time and work. Of the following, what do you think is the most important quality for a boss or supervisor to have? A serious attitude about their work, a lot of related experience, a tendency to always tell the truth. Use specific details and examples in your answer. These are pretty much the format of essays that may appear to you. All very personal, all very independent, but again, you have to give examples, reasons, and support the statement, the point of view that you are providing. And this is very important. First thing, understand the question and what the essay wants from you. You have to do that to make sure that you are not be vague and off topic. if your mind starts to get tired. You understand? Make sure you actually read once, twice the question to understand exactly what they want from you. Your essay can be divided into 4 parts. I recommend you practice with this structure because, again, introduction, body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, and conclusion is an amazing structure for an essay. It keeps you in the topic, and you can make sure that you are providing everything they want you to work with. Introduction, body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, and conclusion. That's your goal. If you work with that, I'm pretty sure you're going to reach your 300 words, and you can really work well with the topic that they are providing you. So, how do you work with the introduction? Your first sentence, that is called the hook sentence, introduces the general topic of the essay. You can try something like, most people agree that everyone in the world should blah, 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 blah. Be careful here. A lot of people have a tendency to work with the idea that the hook sentence is the most important sentence of all. So they try to write a very long hook. And you kill your essay right here. Your hook is the sentence that captivates your reader. It's the sentence that shows you, hey, here, that's what I'm going to talk about today. Your sentence number 2, the main point. This is your main argument. That's where you actually answer the question that has been asked of you. So you get a hook sentence, a main point sentence, and the transition sentence. The transition sentence is the sentence that opens the stage for your body paragraph. So, for example, I feel this way for 2 reasons, which I will explore in the following essay. You see, an introduction with 3 sentences, well-structured and well-developed, may give you an average of, let me see, 30, 40 words, which is pretty awesome. Because if you take that into consideration for 300 words essay, and you work really well on your body paragraphs, you are going to reach 300 words easily. So my recommendation here is, I have provided you guys with 4 topics for essays. Why don't you work with these 4 topics, at least the introduction of them today, with this structure, the hook sentence, the main point sentence, and the transition sentence that's going to give you a solid, well-developed introduction. Then, of course, you move to your body paragraph number 1. You started with a topic sentence. This body paragraph is the paragraph where you will start explaining if you agree or disagree, the thing that you prefer, the ideas that you would give your friend to lose weight. Okay, so you summarize, guys, your first supporting reason. To begin with, I would, they should, a person should. Then you move to your next 2 sentences that explain your reason, the reason that you just stated in that sentence, okay? Here, you don't directly move to your personal experience because you are gonna finish the paragraph with it. So here, you explain what you mean. You don't go for the personal experience. You save it for the ending of the paragraph, which is a trick that provides a solid paragraph, okay? You transition, okay? My personal experience is a compelling example of this. And then, bam, you provide your personal experience example. You illustrate this argument. This is 60% of your body paragraph. That's the moment you show the examiner that you know what you were talking about, because you are connecting a personal experience event with the topic. You are detailing it, you are illustrating it, you are showing off your vocabulary and your structure with a segment that is totally connected to the topic they gave you. So if you are not sure that your body paragraph 1 is solid enough, when you read it, The example that you provided here, it has to be a little bit bigger than the rest of the paragraph. Okay, when you are practicing, you are typing your essay, make sure that you separate the parts with the two enters so you can actually see the structures well divided and you can analyze them. Okay, my body paragraph is not that good because my personal example, it's too short. I need it to be bigger. How can I improve that? Okay. Then, of course, you go to your body paragraph 2, which will be pretty much the same as before, but with another topic, okay? You start with your topic sentence, and here, important transition words. Furthermore, moreover, although, which will depend on the topic that you have here, use those amazing big words that we avoid because we are not secure to use them, okay? Furthermore, however, although, despite, brush your English here, show them here. You move to your explanation, okay? It's recommended 2-3 sentences here, but depending on what you are writing about, 1 sentence will be enough. Make sure you have space for 2, but if your example is too big or the reason you have to explain it's like long, you are going to short it to 1 because you are going to transition again, for instance, and again, you are going to finalize with a personal example, okay? Again, personal example, 60% of your paragraph. Up to this point, you have almost reached your 300 words for sure, right? And then you conclude. Your first sentence, restate the thesis, restate what you have been saying so far. In conclusion, I strongly feel that, and you restate the 2 reasons. This is because, and that's it. You are done with your essay number 2. Now you have your final 5 minutes. You're going to sit down, you're going to read paragraph by paragraph, checking grammar, checking spelling, making sure that your punctuation is okay, make sure that you use the right words, that you avoided repetition, okay? Make sure how many times you use it in certain word that you may have considered important for the topic, but if you repeated that twice in each paragraph, you have a problem. You are repeating yourself too much. So it's important that you know how to use the synonyms and antonyms of words so you can show that you have a good enough vocabulary to write for a TOEFL exam, okay? So homework, 4 topics, 4 essays to write, pretty well divided into introduction, body paragraphs 1 and 2, and conclusion. But that's not all, of course. I'm gonna help you guys with the things that you should avoid, okay? When thinking about the essay, using bad practice questions, okay, which means that you gather essays from the internet to work with, but you are not very familiar with what actually TOEFL questions are, and you are studying with the wrong kinds of questions. You are wasting your time. Make sure that you are getting your materials from the right sources. Not studying grammar. I'm sorry, but how are you going to develop a well structured essay if your verb tenses are off track? If your collocations and the use of punctuation is completely off track? It's time to sit down, to brush up your English. And that's why I provide you guys here in this channel with plenty classes of advanced grammar to pay attention to. Writing too much. Some students think that, oh, I can write 400 or 500. They don't want you to. 300. 300 is your number. A little bit more than that, 310, maybe, that's just fine. That's it. And too little is also a problem because it means that you are misreading the instructions. Your goal is, let's say, 280, your minimum, 310, your tops, and keep that in mind. You are able to write more? I'm sure you are. They don't want you to. And keep that in mind because you have to follow the structure, the instructions that are given to you. Trying too hard to use advanced vocabulary and sentences. Are you sure that you studied grammar enough to use advanced vocabulary? Does that phrasal verb suit the purpose here? Is that collocation well placed? So studying grammar, it's what is going to provide you the vocabulary, the structures that is going to flow easily without you showing off bad English rather than an advanced level of English. Overthinking the opening hook. I have already told you guys there in the introduction part, the hook is meant to grab the reader. You are not going to use that sentence to provide reasons, details, examples. That's what the rest of the essay is for. Not using personal examples. The point here is that you can connect the topic to you. Personal examples. But I don't have a teacher. You can think of examples from other people's lives that you can bring it to you, to your life, and write as if it were you living that moment. But they want you to be personal. This is your moment to be personal, not before. The essay before, you are not supposed to be personal at all, but here you are. And again, not saving time to proofread. A good writer of any kind is gonna let at least 3 to 5 minutes to make sure he can read, and proofread the essay. You just don't finish your essay and click the send button. There are things that need to be reviewed. So when you practice with your homework, make sure that you keep in mind that you have only 25 minutes, not 30, because 30 is when you proofread it and you will click the send button to make sure that you finalize your essay, okay? So guys, that's it. You finished your TOEFL exam. You are probably very tired. Drink your water, breathe, go home, and wait for your score. If you want to review everything that I have presented you guys today, the PDF of this presentation is available on the video description. You can download it and take your notes and have it with you when you practice with the essay topics that I gave you guys. Don't forget to like this video, share with all the friends that you have that are preparing for the exam and that need our help, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the prep classes and the advanced grammar. We are digging deeper next classes on reading and listening so you understand what the questions are like, what you are supposed to do, because some of them are just not what you think of multiple choice questions. You need to pay more attention. So I see you guys next time. Bye.